These are civil societies and some concerned Nigerians deliberating on ways to improve service delivery and conditions of the Nigerian police force. They converge in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, at the instance of Clean Foundation, and according to the organizers, the meeting is part of the ongoing process to reform the Nigerian police force. Country Director Clean Foundation called on participants to share knowledge and experience when necessary that will support the policy paper that will arise from the workshop.
While we're talking about policing, we must be mindful of the fact that it's the duty of the police to provide internal security. But what we have at the moment is the military being encouraged to provide internal security, which is not the right thing to do and it's not in the right direction. And so we own ourselves a responsibility to ensure that we're pushing for a police that is effective and efficient, a police that will serve the purpose while we need to have police in place. And so this conversation is a large conversation, it's a big conversation, it's a conversation that all of us need to share our experiences and knowledge and be able to make contribution, especially to the document that 4 of our friends or 3 will be presenting on the police reform, the police regulation.
Consultants at the workshop took time to analyze some of the roles that define the role of the police from pre-independence to date, with the hope of fine-tuning to make current realities.
The regulatory framework must be pro-people, a people-centered, that will drive the process of accountability, not just in terms of fund, but in terms of performance of the police in preventing crime, in mitigating where crimes has been committed, and at the end of the day, to be the police for all. So while we are here today and we are declaring our support for this timely program, is to the import that we must have a police sector driven that is human rights driven, and we must also interrogate the architectural security architecture that will place the police among the people, within the people, and serving the people and not just serving the ego of any other person.
When the Nigerian police came with their small truncheon, it became a reference for identifying police. That small stick. That's why they say those ones with the small stick must dance and dance. And so the police now became associated with their truncheon, with the small stick that they were holding, rather than their role as protectors of the law. But ideally, the name of the police would have been Nandoka, protectors of the law. But now they are just wielders of stick. And so this is where we started by getting it wrong. That the police are not to protect the law, but they were to wield the stick.
The issue of stereotyping and the marginalized group in the society, like women, young persons, children, as well as persons with disabilities, also was highlighted, with calls that laws that support this harmful practice be removed or at best remodified to enable a fair playing field for every Nigerian.
Marginalized groups, including women, young persons and children, people with disabilities, as well as the poor and powerless, experience poor service, neglect, or even abuse at the hands of personnel of NPF that are meant to protect them. Such experiences, especially against women, are exacerbated by the larger societal gender stereotypes that create rigid ideas about the roles and expectations of men and women, which sadly are being reproduced by public institutions like the police in Nigeria. These realities erode public confidence and trust in NPF and calls for urgent measures. Rebuilding confidence and trust in the police will require several measures, including gender mainstreaming, gender responsiveness, gender transformative approach, and gender sensitivity.
At the end of the workshop, a policy document will arise from the exercise, which we transmit to all relevant authorities, including 3 arms of government, believing it will incorporate when a final draft of the police reform bills is passed by the National Assembly.